All right, y'all. Smackdown review for November 4, 2022. This was mostly a boring show. No Roman Reigns on the card. Outside the Bloodline segment and Rey Mysterio in the main event. Pretty much a boring show outside of those two things. It's always cool to see Rey Mysterio. All right, let's get to it. First match, Liv Morgan versus Sonya Deville in a no disqualification match. Sonya put a kendo stick on Liv's face pretty much in the beginning of the match for a chokehold. She just pulled on her face. Sonya let go when Liv got to the ropes. Liv grabbed the kendo stick and then just beat the shit out of Sonya with it and pretty much broke into like 3-4 pieces, half of it. And then Sonya hit a baseball slide while Liv was trying to grab a table under the ring. Liv Morgan set up a table outside the ring. Sonya tried to German suplex Liv off the apron, but Liv Morgan was holding on to the ropes. And then she let go, and then both of them go through the table. And then after this happens, Liv Morgan just laughing and shit. Back from the break, Sonya hit a flying knee for a 2 count. Sonya threw a bunch of steel chairs into the ring. She just tossed a bunch in the ring from under the ring. And then Sonya powerbombed Liv Morgan onto the chairs for a near fall. And then Liv Morgan hit the Oblivion on the chairs for the win. All right, next up we got Ricochet versus LA Knight. LA Knight got pissed off during his entrance. He went to the ring announcer, told her, "Oh, you didn't announce my name or you got my city wrong or whatever, the place I'm from." And then Ricochet just like did a suicide dive onto him outside the ring. And then back in the ring, Ricochet hit a knee strike. LA Knight hit a shoulder tackle flying over the top rope. LA Knight swung Ricochet into the corner. Then he hit a neck breaker for a 2 count. Ricochet hit a Hurricane Rana for a near fall. And then Ricochet hit a running moonsault for a 2 count. And then LA Knight, he pinned Ricochet for the win, and he grabbed his tights too. He grabbed his tights and he was holding onto the ropes for the win. We got a segment in the back with the Bloodline, Sami Zayn, Usos, and Solo Sikoa. Sami says the Bloodline is rolling right now, on the verge of breaking the record for longest reigning tag team champions. And then Jey Uso says he's going to tell the Brutes what's going to happen at Crown Jewel. And then Sami's like, "Well, we talked about this. We're making some progress." And he says, "Don't go out there. There's no reason to." And Jay says, "Because you said Uso, you think you're in charge now. This ain't no Bloodline thing. It's an Uso thing." And then Jimmy's like, "Oh, yeah, he's right." So we go head out to the ring. And then it's a segment in the back with Bray Wyatt. Okay, so he's in the back. He's like pacing back and forth. He says he's not the type of person to share their feelings. The concept is brand new to him. Makes it harder for him when people interrupt him when I'm trying to do something that is hard for me. And then this random dude in the picture, he's like a few feet behind Bray Wyatt. He's like, "Yo, relax." And then I think he works for WWE or some employee or something. I don't know, somebody random. And Bray says, "I'm trying to do my job. You know that feeling you get when somebody cuts you off in traffic and he's smiling at you and drives away. And all you can think about is what you would do if you had him for 30 seconds alone. I can't stand the way I'm thinking about things. I hate myself." And then he tells him, "I want you to do something. Look at me." And then he just kept repeating it over and over again. "And apologize to me. You didn't mean to mess this up. To say you're sorry." And then he just says, "I'm sorry." And then that's pretty much it for that segment. Usos come out to the ring. A message for the Brawling Brutes. They pretty much do the same shtick. Oh, Brawling Brutes, you the twos, and we the ones. And then New Day comes out and they say pretty much they're challenging the Usos for a match. They say they got next because they're trying to protect their record. I think in a couple of weeks, Usos are going to break the record for longest reigning tag team champions in WWE history, and New Day has a record. They're pretty much trying to protect it. That's going to be the match next week. New Day versus Usos. The Usos are probably going to win at Crown Jewel tomorrow. And then after the segment, Brawling Brutes come up from behind them and attack them. And then New Day pretty much just gangs up on them with the Brawling Brutes, beat the shit out of them. And then Sami Zayn and Solo Sikoa come out to help even the odds. And then, yeah, that was pretty much it for that segment. Next up, we got a segment. Braun Strowman. Oh no, Rey Mysterio segment in the back. Says he has given his whole life to this business. It's something I've always shared with my son. And then he says now he is haunted by the memories. He says he misses his son. He's not giving up now. Even when the worst happens, you have to keep fighting. Rage is going to fuel me up to become the new Intercontinental Champion. It was all right segment. Shayna Baszler versus Natalya. She's accompanied the ring by Ronda. It was pretty much a squash match. She just destroyed Natalya, and then after the match, Ronda tells Shayna to attack her. And then he knees Natalya in the face, and then Natalya's like bleeding from her nose or some shit. That's pretty much it for that. All right, next up, we got MVP in the ring. He says he's got 5 opponents for Braun Strowman. So during their entrance, Braun comes out and he just runs into all these guys, and there was pretty much no match. And then he goes to the ring. MVP runs out. He's got his cane. Braun eventually catches up to him, and then he attacks him. Braun pretty much catches the MVP's cane. He breaks it in half, and then he tosses MVP into the ring, and he hits the running power slam. That's pretty much it for that. There's a segment with Imperium in the back. Gunther says Rey has no honor. That's why his son turned his back on him. One thing that will never change, me being the Intercontinental Champion. Another segment in the back, Legado del Fantasma. Santos says, I always thought Nakamura was an intelligent man. Nakamura's choice last week leaves me with no choice but to make an example out of him. And then Zelina says the time for talking is done, and then they just pretty much take a shot of whiskey or whatever they're drinking. And next week it's going to be Nakamura versus Santos Escobar. All right. Next up, we got the main event for the Intercontinental title. Rey Mysterio versus Gunther. Gunther powerbombs Rey under the apron. Rey counters Gunther's power slam about 2-3 times, I think. And then Rey applied a sleeper hold. Gunther climbed to the top or to the second rope, and then he jumped off the second rope to break the sleeper or to get out of the sleeper hold. Back from the commercial break, Rey hit a springboard bulldog, and then Rey hit a senton and a moonsault for a 2 count. Rey hit a 619, and then Gunther went for a power bomb, and then Rey countered with a Hurricane Rana for a near fall from the top rope. This looked pretty badass for this spot. And then Rey hit a sunset flip for a 2 count, and then Gunther hit a power bomb for a near fall. And then Gunther countered another 619 attempt by Rey Mysterio with a boot. And then he hit a clothesline for the win. Pretty good main event, I guess. And then Bloodline stuff was good. Everything else pretty much is boring. So yeah, that was pretty much our set. Pretty much it for SmackDown. All right. See ya.